Hawakanyanja. Hello, you sacred gifts. It's Sequoia here to present the creation story. This is not my story. This is a Lakota, Nakota, and Dakota creation story. And more specific, its interpretation and translation of many different works that have been put together that are available for each and every one of you to go out and research and discover more about Lakota culture. So with this presentation, I thought I would present the story with some color and some painting. Most of you know me as a musician, so this is my first attempt. To begin with, they say in the beginning of creation in the Lakota Otokahe Kagapi story, there was Eon, the rock, and inside Eon was the spirit of all, the power, Wakan Tonka, the great mystery. And around them was Han, the darkness. Eon, being alone in the darkness, wanted to have a companion. And the only way to have a companion was for Eon to release Wakan Tonka. And so Eon thought to himself, so be it. And there was an explosion. From that explosion, the powers of Wakan Tonka, which were blue, formed a sphere, a mimela, a circle we call Maka. Eon scattered about Maka, creating a space for her heart, which we call Chisapa. So from this part of the story, we learn some specific words in Lakota. We have the word for darkness, Han, the word for rock, Eon, and the word for the great mystery, the creator of all, Wakan Tonka. Then from the explosion, we get our Mother Earth, Maka. Well, Maka being created was just in the darkness. And so she cried to Eon, the rock, and she wanted to have some light, some heat, some difference than just being in the dark. And the rock said after the explosion, he created her, but the powers left him, and they became the waters, and they became the atmosphere. And the atmosphere we call Shkan, the mover. And Eon, the rock, explained to Maka that he couldn't do anything to help her. But they asked Shkan, the mover, if he could do anything to help her. So Shkan, he created Amp, the light. But Amp is just light, no heat. And with Maka just being in the light, she wanted to have some heat. So Shkan heard this complaint, and so he took a piece of the rock, he took a piece of the earth, a piece of himself, and he created a great round sphere, the sun. And in Lakota we call the sun We. And I'll stop right here as we associate these different names for these things in our universe, in our world. We also know that there's colors that are associated with this. So the color for we, the sun up here, is red, Sha. The color for Mother Earth is green, Tozi. The color for the rock, Eon, is Z. And the color for the creator of all, the great mystery, is To, blue. Now you see, as the explosion happens, and as you go further on with your Lakota language learning, and I totally encourage you to do so, you will see as the colors come together, blue comes with yellow, you get green, Maka. Now with the sun, we being created, there is heat and there is light, but there is no relief. So Maka, she wants to have relief. So again, she asks Skan to show some relief. So Skan, he brings back the darkness. And hence he creates within the world 2 times. Representing the light and being that of the time, we call daytime Ampetu. Representing the dark and being at that time, we say Hayatu. So hence comes to these 4 superior beings making our universe. And they come into the quarter in the order of we being first, and we represented by the color red. Then coming second, Shkan, represented by the color blue. Then Maka, represented by the color green. And Eon, represented by the color yellow. Making up the world and making up the 2 first times, day and nighttime. In the end, from the creation story, we learn that the spirit of all is Wakantanka. That not even the earth or the sun or the darkness can understand. Review for your worksheets that you have with you. In today's lesson, the Lakota Creation Story, we learned the word Wakantanka, creator, great mystery. We learned the word Eon, for the rock. With the rock comes the color yellow. In Lakota we say Z. Then we learn the word for earth, Maka. Maka is represented by the color green, Tozi. Then we have Shkan, the mover, represented by the color blue, To. Then we have we, the sun, represented by the color red, Sha. And I throw in the word and the character of the moon, which comes to the next part of the story, which I encourage you guys to go forward and to seek out and to find more of these stories that are out there. And the word for moon is Hanwi, and especially your elders are going to know the moon. Say Hanwi for moon. Hanwi for moon. In the creation of the world, we get the light. Amp is light. We have the darkness of Han. We get the creation of time. Ampetu, daytime. Hayatu, nighttime. And that is just the first start of the creation stories. That are so many out there and so much for you to learn as you go and do your research and ask questions. Keep asking questions. And with that, I leave you with Mitakuye Oyase. We are all related. So we don't judge each other by what we look like or where we come from, but by our character. Thank you so much. Dokshake.